Buhari has been dragged to Ecowas court, but what we keep saying is these guys, Nigerians keep reporting to you. What do you guys do? What have you guys done? You have not given us any concrete reason to even send all of what is happening to Nigeria to, the UN and all of that, ECOWAS and the likes, because it is the same story at the end of the day. Hey, Nigerians do not have concrete evidences to hold against the government, and without the evidences, we cannot continue with this. That is what we'll be hearing. Even during the NSAS protest, I remembered that CNN brought exactly, they did a forensics that showed where the bullet was coming from, the number of people it hit, and how they fell on the floor. All of that, they made it very clear. You know what our government said? They said it was photoshopped. And imagine all of the international or foreign agencies Nigerians called believed them. And at the end of the day, it was as if CNN was rather lying, even after interviewing those that were involved, those that were there while those things were happening back then. But guess what? Let us hear what ECOWAS would actually say, because now about 177 Nigerians have actually dragged Buhari to the ECOWAS court. Let us find more details about this report, but please ensure you subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, turn on the notification bell, ensure you like and also share this video. Okay, guys, without further ado, it says that President Muhammad Buhari has been dragged to ECOWAS court over the unlawful suspension of Twitter in Nigeria. The legal fight is being spearheaded by Social Economic Rights and Accountability Project (SERAP) and 176 concerned Nigerians. Nigeria's leading human rights lawyer, Mr. Femi Falana, is representing the 177 plaintiffs. They sued Buhari for criminalization of Nigerians and other people using Twitter and the escalating repression of human rights, particularly the rights to freedom of expression, access to information, and media freedom in the country. Following the deletion of President Muhammadu Buhari's tweets, the Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lahi Mohammed, last week announced the suspension of Twitter in Nigeria. The government has also threatened to arrest and prosecute anyone using Twitter in the country, while the National Broadcasting Commission (NBC) has asked all broadcast stations to suspend the patronage of Twitter. In the suit number ECW/CCJ/APP/223/21 filed today before the ECOWAS Community Court for Justice in Abuja, SERAP and the concerned Nigerians are seeking an order of interim injunction restraining the federal government from implementing its suspension of Twitter in Nigeria. The 177 Nigerians also seek a stay order to government from subjecting anyone, including media houses, broadcast stations using Twitter in Nigeria, to intimidation, arrest, and criminal prosecution pending the hearing and determination of the substantive suit. In the suit filed by Solicitor to Serap Femi Falana, the plaintiffs contend that if this application is not urgently granted, the federal government will continue to arbitrarily suspend Twitter and threaten to impose criminal and other second sanctions to Nigerians. Telecommunication companies, media houses, broadcast stations, and other people using Twitter in Nigeria. The perpetual orders sought in this sheet might be rendered nugatory. The suit read in part, the suspension of Twitter is aimed at intimidating and stopping Nigerians from using Twitter and other social media platforms to assess government policies, expose corruption, and criticize actions of office impunity by the agents of the federal government. The three communication of information and ideas about public and political issues between citizens and elected representatives is essential. This implies a other free press and other media able to comment on public issues without censor or restraints and to inform public opinions. The public also has a responding right to receive media output. Freedom of expression is a fundamental human right, and the full enjoyment of these rights is central to achieving individual freedom and developing democracy. It is not only the cornerstone of democracy but indispensable to a thriving civil society. The arbitrary action by the federal government and its agents have negatively impacted millions of Nigerians who carry on their daily businesses and operational activities on Twitter. The suspension has also impeded the freedom of expression of millions of Nigerians who criticize and influence government policies through the microblogging app. The suspension of Twitter is arbitrary, and there is no law in Nigeria today permitting the prosecution of people simply for peacefully exercising their human rights through Twitter and other social media platforms. The suspension and threat of persecution by the federal government constitutes a fundamental breach of country's international human rights obligation, including under Article 9 of the African Charter on Human and People's Rights and Article 19 of the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, to which Nigeria is a state party. The suspension has seriously undermined the ability of Nigerians and other people in the country to freely express themselves in a democracy and undermine the ability of journalists, media houses, broadcast stations, and other people to freely carry out their professional duties. A lot of Nigerians at home and abroad rely on Twitter coverage of topical issues of public interest to access impartial, objective, and critical information about ideas and views on how the Nigerian government is performing its constitutional and important and right obligations. The implication of the decline in freedom of expression in Nigeria is that the country is today ranked alongside countries hostile to human rights and media freedom such as Afghanistan, Chad, the Philippines, Saudi Arabia, and Colombia. So, guys, really, it is unfortunate that our government had to put Nigerians in such a kind of tight situation, because the truth is that is where most Nigerians get their livelihood from. So, my dear people, what do you have to say? Drop it in the comment section, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Do have a pleasant time. Bye for now.